Hi guys, thank you for joining me again. So today I have a chakra opening sequence for you. Let's just come and find a comfortable seat on your mat. Just come and find either sitting cross-legged or however is comfortable for you. And we'll just start by setting an intention. So just rolling your shoulders back and down, gently float the eyes closed and just take a moment here. Allow your sit bones to ground you to the surface beneath. Relax the shoulders and just observe the breath. Just watching as you're breathing in and breathing out. Maybe bringing the awareness to the nose, to the nostrils, just connecting with the breath as it enters and leaves your body. And notice what's happening in your body as the air flows through it, the expansion and the contraction. Just taking a moment to arrive here on your mat. And let's set an intention for your practice today. So let's bring the palms into the heart center in Anjali Mudra, prayer. And just connecting with your heart's deepest desire. Now, this is not something you need to think about. It's already inherent within you. So just allow yourself to connect into this heart space. And you can ask yourself, what do I feel I need in this very moment? Notice what bubbles up. Now I want you to take that resolve, that heartfelt resolve, and put it into a sentence beginning with I am. So it could be I am at peace, I am relaxed, I am strong, I am flexible, I am. And together let's take a deep breath into your intention, breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Good. Now gently release the palms. And let's begin to blink those eyes open, coming back to the room. Okay, so let's come straight onto our backs. We're going to come and lie down. And come and find our first pose. So as usual, you can use any blocks or blankets or anything to support your body in this practice. So we're going to come all the way down onto our backs and just take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And we're just going to go ahead and knock those knees into each other. Bring the right palm onto the belly, the left palm onto your heart, and gently close the eyes. And just gently allowing your body to relax into this first pose. Just notice any areas of tension. And just breathing slowly and softly. With each breath out, let's think about releasing any energy that is no longer serving you. Okay, each breath, allowing yourself to get a little bit more relaxed, more and more relaxed. And as you lay here, keeping the eyes closed, focusing on that breath, let's bring the awareness into the sacrum. So this is the base of the spine underneath your pelvis. Maybe you can feel that connection with the earth through your root chakra. And the root chakra is all about grounding to earth. So just allow for a few more minutes this connection. With each breath, still allowing your body to become heavier. Just allow that gravity to do the work for you. Just observing the breath, observing the sensations, observing the temperature on your skin, observing the sounds you can hear. Good. And now let's just gently release this pose. Bring the arms down by the sides. Release the legs, so just extending the legs. Coming to find a Shavasana position. And just let that go. Keeping the eyes closed, let's just stay here for a few breaths. And on your next inhalation, we'll bring the knees into the chest. Let's just rock the hips out. Just bring some movement, maybe circling the knees, taking the knees away from each other, bringing them back together. Whatever feels good for you here. Just rock out that space. And then from here we'll find our way up, so you can roll onto one side and use your palms to help you up. And we're going to come into our second pose. So caterpillar pose, or in Sanskrit Paschimottanasana. Just going to take the legs out in front. And then here you've got the option to use bolsters, or it's quite nice to have the weight of the bolster on the thighs. You can take the feet wide or close, just see what feels most comfortable for you. Sometimes it's also quite nice to just remove the fleshy parts of the buttocks and just really root down through those sit bones. Okay, and then here we're going to stack up the blocks as much as you need, just so that you're starting to lean forward. So it's just a simple forward fold. Come and find that first edge. Remember to not go to your maximum immediately. Just come to a space where you're feeling something. So the target area, you'll feel the stretch in the backs of the legs, up through the lower back. And if your back is rounded, then then you might feel the stretch even further up the spine. So as soon as you come into the pose, try to relax your body. Just asking your body to soften. Stay with the breath. Maybe here you can start to envisage, the color red, connecting still with the earth, the root chakra, which is at the base of the spine. See if you can keep your awareness there at the base of the spine. And just gently breathing in and out through the nose. When your body invites you to come deeper, maybe you can either remove a block or change the height of the block. And just come to that space where you're feeling something maybe a little bit more intensely. But remember, there's just two exceptions to moving in Yin Yoga, and that is when your body invites you to come deeper into the pose, or if you're struggling to remain still. So it's really important that we don't push ourselves. This practice is not about pushing, forcing, trying, controlling. It's the polar opposite. This is the feminine that is yielding, surrendering. And just allowing. Just allow the time to pass. Allow gravity to do the work as you simply remain present here in your body, focusing your awareness on that root chakra, the base of your spine, the sit bones, the legs connecting to earth, receiving all of the nourishment that Mama Gaia has to offer. Maybe you're coming a little bit deeper, maybe you can remove a block, maybe you stay there in the same place. You are your own guide and your own teacher. We'll stay here just for a few more breaths. So if you want to come into that maximum point, go ahead and do so. We'll just be here for a few breaths. In those areas of tightness, breathing in, expand with the breath in and release with the breath out. And then slowly now, just placing the palms onto the mat, just gently and slowly start to walk your hands towards you. Come up to your seat and we'll remove any props you have. And let's come into a resting pose in child pose, or you can also just come and lay on your back if that feels like something you want to do. Otherwise, crossing the calves, just coming to sit back onto your heels. And you can either place the palms out forward or back. Just rest the forehead onto the mat. Come back to your breath here. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice the expansion, the back, and the lungs. the softening as you breathe out. Good, so slowly from here we'll come into the next pose. We'll come into the Sphinx pose. So, coming to lay onto our bellies now. Just find your way onto your belly, extending the legs out in front of you. And then here again you can grab a block or two. Sphinx pose, we're just placing the elbows underneath your shoulders, and the legs can go as wide or as close. I like to have them quite wide, but maybe your body is different and it feels better to have them closer. Just do whatever feels good for you. So from here now, I want you to rest your head, so grabbing a block, let's just bring the forehead down onto the block. Relax the soles of the feet, relax the legs, soften those shoulders, and just allow your upper body to slump into your elbows. Remember, no alignment. This isn't about how you look. There's no precision to the posture. It's really about what you're feeling. So in the front of your body here, as we stimulate the stomach meridian lines, we're stretching out the tops of the thighs. Maybe you feel it there, the tummy, the belly. And you should feel a deep compression in the base of the spine. So this is where I want you to focus your energy now, the sacral chakra. Invite into your mind's eye the color orange. Feel into your body. Where do you feel the most tension, the tightness, the discomfort? Just stay with your breath. So the second chakra, the sacral chakra, or the Svadhisthana chakra, is about this is the energy center where our creativity lies. So if you are female in this region, you will have your womb. This is the ultimate creation. And in our stomach area, we can also feel this, so we're just moving a little bit higher up into the sternum. Sorry, not the sternum, the solar plexus. And just start to envision the color yellow. So the solar plexus is sort of right in this space where your lower ribs meet. And this is also our power center. Where our creativity, our desires, our strength, our courage, our power lays, all within this belly area. In Japanese it's called hara center. In Chinese traditional medicine, this is the lower dantian. Notice what emotions arise and just allow whatever is coming to the surface. Although this is where the power lays, it's also where our fears, our doubts, our worries reside within our body. Any issues with digestion, all to do with lack of acceptance. So just notice what's happening within your body, within your emotions. Alright, now if you want to stay here, just stay there. If you feel like you can take it a little bit deeper, for those who have a little bit more flexibility, we'll remove the block and we'll move into seal pose. So this is optional. You can either stay in the Sphinx or come into the seal pose. Seal pose, we're placing the palms and just walking the palms up towards you. So as close as you can to the hips. But remember again, we're not forcing, we're not trying, we're just allowing. Just come to that space where you're feeling something. Just deepening this pose. You can either just look straight ahead or drop the head. Do whatever feels comfortable for your neck. And we'll just stay here for 1 more minute. Stay with your breath, relax the shoulders. Keeping your awareness in the Hara center, in the lower dantian. Soften any tension left in your body and just let everything go. And if you're up in the seal pose, just slowly start to bend the elbows, walking the palms away from you, and we'll start to release this pose. Releasing the block if you're in the Sphinx, and just slowly bring your head, all the way down to the mat. Just pausing here for a couple of moments, and when you feel ready, we'll place the palms underneath the shoulders, lift up onto the hands and knees. Just move as slowly as you need, bring the buttocks all the way back to the heels, and come and rest in that child's pose again. Bringing the forehead down to the mat. And you can still keep your awareness where you're feeling that energy move. Breathing gently and slowly, observing as the sensations start to dissipate. When you feel ready to, slowly lifting your head from the mat, come all the way up to the seat. Okay, so now we're coming into the heart center, the heart chakra. Let's just temporarily, we're going to lift up onto our knees and then tuck all 10 toes, if you can. Now if it's too intense for you, you can untuck the toes at any time. Come down, place the butt onto the heels, and then we're just going to walk the hands away from you. So come to that maximum point, and your buttocks will start to lift off the heels, and that's totally fine. And then just bring the forehead down onto the mat. If you're not very flexible, you can also just place the block and just come onto the elbows and place your forehead onto the block. Otherwise, go ahead and bring the forehead all the way down onto the mat. So this pose is called melting heart pose. So we stimulate the heart meridians, which run from our fingertips, the insides of our arms, all the way up through the shoulders, the collarbone, and into the heart organ. As you come into the pose, try to soften the chest, soften your heart. And just allowing the gravity to do the work as your heart starts to ground. Soften the shoulders, soften the fingertips. And if you want to, you can just experiment by walking the palms a little bit further away. Maybe you can come onto the chin. Maybe the chest reaches the mat, but if it doesn't, don't worry. Wherever you are is exactly where you need to be. So just keeping nice and soft, staying with your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And just taking this moment to listen to your heart space. Connecting with your heart center. Whatever is arising for you in this moment, be it in the mind, in the body, in the heart, allow. Allow whatever is coming up for you to rise to the surface. If you feel like you want to take it even deeper, for those very flexible, can walk the hands towards each other and then bring the palms into a prayer and take the palms to the top of your head. So this is a deep opening in the shoulders, the armpits, chest softening. Just a few more breaths. These last several moments, can you just soften your heart a little bit more? Good, and then if the palms are up, just bring the palms down onto the mat and just start to walk your hands a little bit closer to the knees. Maybe if those toes are still tucked, untuck the toes, and we'll come back into that child's pose. Or if it feels comfortable for you to take a different pose, do so.
There's no rules in Yin. Everything is right. Whatever you're experiencing is good. However you want to practice is good. Whatever is arising, whatever is happening is all good.
Okay. Slowly, when you're ready, come up to that seat. And then I'm just going to demonstrate, we've got two options here. So if you are familiar with yoga and you have a lot of flexibility and you're very confident, then I would advise you to practice here, the camel pose. But I wouldn't advise you to practice this if you're new or if you don't practice very often, because we're taking it in a yin kind of way, which means we're going to be holding for time. So if you find the camel pose usually difficult or challenging, then this is the option that I'm going to give you. So just sitting back onto the heels, you're just going to take the hands away from you. Now, if for some of you, maybe this is already enough. Maybe just sitting back onto the heels is already impossible. You can take a block or you can lift yourself up with cushions. So just find your way into a version of this pose. Again, remember there's no alignment. It doesn't matter how you're looking. It's about how you're feeling. And right here in this pose, we're going to be targeting the throat chakra. So the main thing that I want you to do, as we get the stretch in the front of the body, great. But what I really just want you to do is tilt your head back so that you're coming to a space where you're opening the throat. So remember, we're going to hold for time. So just come to your first edge, and you can always play with the edges with time. So for those who want to take it a little bit deeper, come and find your camel pose. You can either have the toes tucked, which gives you, let's keep the toes tucked actually with the yin. We'll just grab the heels and then same again. Tilt the head right back and open your throat. So holding for time. Stay with your breath, connecting to this throat chakra. The color is blue. Allow your breath to move through this space. With each breath, a little bit more space. Try to relax your whole body. I know it's difficult in this pose, it's really challenging wherever you are. Notice what arises within your emotional body. Notice what's intensifying within your physical body. Just keeping open and allowing whatever is arising. Try to soften the face. A few more breaths. feeling into that throat. And then very slowly, if you're in the camel version of the pose, let's just take the hands straight onto the lower back. Make sure you support yourself as you untuck the toes, and we'll start to release the pose. If you're in this version of the pose, let's just come back, walk the hands back towards you, and we will come straight into our next pose. Bring the forehead down onto that mat. We'll come into Balasana or Child's Pose. As we connect here, place the third eye onto your mat or a block. You can do whatever feels right for you here for your with your hands, your arms. If it feels good, you can take them behind you, or if that feels a little bit uncomfortable or unsupported, you can keep the arms out in front of you. Your choice, your practice, your rules. So as the time passes, just gently releasing the effects of the last pose. Connecting now to your third eye center. The color is indigo. This is the space where we connect to our intuitive abilities, psychic abilities, to higher wisdom. Just allow your whole body to soften. Maybe you can get this sense that your body is now just melting away with each breath, just melting and melting. As you connect deeper to your third eye center. Few more breaths. What else can you let go of? Where else are you still holding on? Allow your body, your mind and your soul to just completely let go. And then from here, just lifting your head off the mat, you can just make your way, find your way onto your belly. Just come and find a restful pose here. Extend the legs, maybe make a pillow with your arms and just rest, release.
to bring some movement into your legs. Or come all the way up to a seat. So make your way up and come and find a seat. So when it comes to sitting in easy pose, or sukhasana as we call it, if your hips are quite, if your knees are quite high, then what I would like you to do is sit on a block, or maybe place a few cushions, just so that your hips are elevated and your knees are coming down. Otherwise, if you're sort of like this, then your back starts to round and it's not comfortable to sit for some time. So just finding your cushion or your block, and I'd like you to just come and find a cross-legged position, or a half lotus or full lotus, up to you. Just finding that seat, rooting down through the sit bones. Let's just place the palms onto your thighs. Just 1 second. Okay, so just placing the palms onto the thighs. Gently close the eyes. Relax the shoulders. So by now you're probably feeling really grounded. Allow that energy to move up through the base of your spine, up into your sacrum, up through the spine, up through the belly, the space behind your heart, behind your throat, the center of your head. And now let's hover our awareness just above your head. Let's think about maybe 10 centimeters above the center of your head. Keeping your breath calm, soften your face. Maybe if it feels like the crown of your head is lifting and floating up to the sky, great. Stay rooted through the root chakra, your sit bones connected to earth. Just observing this space. Maybe you envisage the color purple. And really having this sense of connectedness, connecting to all that is above you and all that is below you. Notice how your body is just a channel for these two opposing energies to flow through. A few more breaths.
Just observing this empty space. Good. When you're ready to, maybe just softly opening the eyes. We'll come into our final resting pose in Shavasana. So make your way if you need. After the practice, you may feel a little bit cooler as we relax the body. You might want to just grab a blanket or socks or anything that you need and find your way onto your back when you're ready to. Okay, coming to find Shavasana. Again, if you want to support your body with bolsters, cushions, blocks, whatever feels good for you, just get nice and comfortable, as we will be laying here for some time. So just always making sure that the shoulder blades are tucked in and under. Place the palms up to the sky. And then extending the legs, taking the feet a little bit wider than the hips. The palms of your hands are about a good space away from your body. And just as we did, relax your whole body. Softening the soles of the feet. The legs, the pelvis, your belly and your back. Shoulder blades nice and soft as they melt into the ground. Softening the chest. Collarbones, relaxing the tops of the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the fingertips. Soften your brow. Relax the cheekbones and the jaw. And simply now let go. As you connect into the space between your eyebrows. Start to take a few deep breaths. So consciously guiding that breath back into your body, deep into your belly. And slowly beginning to wake up your body. Bring some movement into the fingers and into the toes. Just coming back from wherever your Shavasana took you. Coming back into your body, into this space. Maybe you have the urge to have a nice big stretch. You can take the arms up overhead, walk the heels away from you, stretch through the toes. And bringing the knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug, interlacing the fingers around the shins and squeezing the knees in towards you. Gently rock from side to side. And I'm going to invite you to come onto one side, maybe as we're practicing this feminine practice, onto the left side. And come and find your fetal position. Maybe just placing the palm or the elbow underneath your head, keeping the eyes closed, still connecting and then slowly now lifting your body up and come and find that comfortable seat. If you can, just keep your eyes closed and come and find that easy pose. Placing the palms onto the thighs, the knees, wherever they land comfortably. Relax the shoulders back and down. Once again, feeling deeply rooted to the surface beneath you. And connected to the space above you. Let's bring the palms into the heart center in Anjali Mudra. So tucking the chin slightly towards the chest. And just take a few moments here, bringing to mind anything that you feel grateful for in this moment. And it can be for the simplicity of your breath, the abundance of air you have to breathe. It never runs out. For this earth plane that sustains you, nourishes you, gives you all that you need to survive and to thrive. For your physical body that allows you to experience all that you do. For this space, for this time, in this now moment, wherever you are. Wherever you are. for this practice. And for anything else that you feel grateful for. Just expressing that appreciation. And now together we'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, breathing through the mouth, parting the lips. Observing the space between the breath and taking another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, bowing to your heart center. Namaste. Thank you. Gently and slowly coming up, releasing the palms. Gently blink the eyes open, coming back to your room. So thank you so much for joining me. I know it feels like we may not have done a super heavy, strong practice, but I would always advise to drink lots of water after you practice, and maybe not too much strenuous exercise. I hope you feel good. Thank you for joining me.